Yo, what's going on, my people, my people? Man, I felt it was only right to do another episode. Um, to basically, at the beginning of the episode that we did not have the technical things correct, right? This was a special day. This was our fan giveaway day. We reached 400 subs. And I felt like it was only the right thing to do to tap back in with you guys and to talk about Jimmy Garoppolo. He's been getting a lot of flack. Yo, what's going on, bro? Jimmy G has been getting a lot of flack lately, and I wanted to talk about Jimmy G compared to some of the so-called great Hall of Famers, right? So Jimmy G last year had 3,997 yards. He was 3 yards short of 4,000, had 27 touchdowns. He had 13 interceptions, right? He was the only quarterback in the NFL to be in top 5 in 3 major categories. So I wanted to compare him to, some Hall of Famers. One name, Tom Brady. The other's name is Peyton Manning. And the other's name is Phillip Rivers. I feel like Phillip Rivers is going to be a Hall of Famer. Yo, what's going on with you, David Yang? What's happening with my people? So, let's do this. I'm going to share the screen, and we are going to talk about Jimmy Garoppolo compared to these so-called super great Hall of Famers, right? I mean, when you talk about Peyton Manning, like, he's a Hall of Famer, right? But let's look at the interceptions, because everybody talks about, Jimmy Garoppolo and his interceptions, right? So let's go to Peyton Manning's. We're going to look at the first 6 years, right? Because I feel like 6 years is a good sample size for quarterbacks. And you guys are going to be surprised, because if you would have, when people talk about Peyton Manning, they just talk about how great he was. There are a lot of people that said, Matt Mayoko was one of them, who said if Peyton Manning was a quarterback, he would be a Fortune 500 company runner. That's how smart he is. But let's look at his first 6 years as a quarterback in the NFL. So, Peyton Manning, starting in 1998, he was a rookie. So in his first year, Peyton Manning had 28 interceptions, 26 touchdowns. That's not even a 50-50 ratio. He had 2 more interceptions than he had touchdowns. Second year, he had 26 and 15. That's pretty good. Jimmy Garoppolo was at 27 and 13, so that's pretty comparable. Third year, 33 and 15. That's still a 50-50 ratio. Not much of a difference. Fourth year, 26 and 23 interceptions. That's not really good. Fifth year, 27 touchdowns and 19 interceptions. Okay, 6 years, went down significantly, 29 interceptions, 29 touchdowns, 10 interceptions. In his first 6 seasons, Peyton Manning had a total of 110 interceptions. But nobody talks about that shit, right? They only talk about how great he is, how smart he is, how he could run his own offense, how he would audible. And the thing is, he audibled into a lot of fucking interceptions because he thought he was smarter than his coach, right? And nobody talks about that. They only talk about how magnificent he is, how great he is, right? So let's look at Tom Brady. It's going to surprise you guys. It's kind of startling that Jimmy Garoppolo gets all of the flack that he gets, and none of these other guys did. If somebody was to tell you that Peyton Manning had 110 interceptions in his first 6 years as starting quarterback in the NFL, they'd tell you that you're a fucking lie, right? But I just showed you. He had 110 in his first 6 years. This is Tom Brady's. So we're going to scroll down. So obviously in Tom Brady's first year, he didn't play much, right? He was on the bench. So we're going to look at this year. This was his first starting year. He had 18 touchdowns, 12 interceptions. It's not so fucking great. It's just not. Like, people put 10s on 20s. Like, it's not that great. He had 18 touchdowns and 12 interceptions. The second year, he had 28 touchdowns and 15 interceptions. It's a 50-50 ratio. So for every 2 touchdowns he threw an interception. That's not so great. His third year, 23 touchdowns, 12 interceptions. Not so great. Fourth year, 28 touchdowns, 14 interceptions. That's a 50-50 ratio. That's not so great. Like he's the GOAT. Is he your GOAT? He's not mine. Fifth year, 26 and 14 is damn near a 50-50 ratio. Not great. 6th year, another 50-50 ratio. 24 touchdowns, 12 interceptions. Do you guys realize like this is the 50-50 ratio? This is not great. Tom Brady played on a great team, but was he so-called the GOAT? No, he wasn't. You just look at the numbers. This year exploded because he had Randy Moss, of course. But that's the year that they damn near almost went undefeated, and they still lost in the Super Bowl. Well, they did go undefeated, but they still lost in the Super Bowl. So it really doesn't matter what happened. They still lost. So if you just look at the numbers, you break down the numbers, man, these guys weren't that great. That's a total of 78 interceptions over the first 6 years. Is that great to you? It's not to me. But everybody wants to hark and pick on Jimmy Garoppolo. Okay? Now, we're going to look at Phillip Rivers. These are guys, that was a little bit before the era, but I feel like these are going to be guys that are Hall of Famers. So we're going to look at Phillip Rivers. We're going to look at Phillip Rivers, his touchdown to interception ratio. Okay. So we're going to scroll down. So these 2 years, obviously, Phillip Rivers was not the starter. It was Drew Brees. Drew Brees ended up getting traded in 2006. This is the first year that he started, was in 2006. So, touchdowns to interceptions. He had 22-9. Not so bad. Then he had 21-15. That's more than 50-50. That's about, a 60-40 split. His third year, 34-11. It's pretty good. 5th year, 28-9. That's pretty good. 6th year, he had 30-13. The year after that, he had 27-20. Over his first 6 years, Phillip Rivers had 77 interceptions. So, we'll come back here. Going to unshare that screen. And what that was just to give you guys an idea.
Jimmy Garoppolo faced so much criticism despite leading his team to the Super Bowl, despite having some impressive performances last season in quite a few games.
We're going to pause that because that's for a little bit later because I have some articles pulled up. But so I just wanted to give you guys an idea of Jimmy Garoppolo compared to all-time greats, right? People are going to say that Phillip Rivers was one of the greatest quarterbacks to ever play the game that never won a Super Bowl. And he's pretty damn good. I would put him in the same token as like somebody like Jim Kelly. At least Jim Kelly actually went to 4 Super Bowls. He just never got over that hump to win a game. But I think Phillip Rivers is going to be considered as one of the most talented quarterbacks to play in the NFL that had a lot of winning seasons, that played with a lot of great players, played with a few pretty good teams, but never got over that hump, right? But nobody ever brings up this interception ratio, this interception to touchdown ratio. Now, there was an article that just came out not too long ago where Jimmy Garoppolo faced the blitz. He was the most blitz quarterback in the NFL, which means that teams thought if they put him under pressure, that it would be that much of a difference, but it really wasn't.
And celebrate America's independence.
All right, shut the fuck up. I don't want to hear you.
Client.
Shut up. I don't want to hear you.
4th of July.
All right. So if you guys didn't see this article came out. This is another one that just came out this morning. So 49ers Jimmy Garoppolo faced the highest blitz rate per Pro Football Focus. Opposing teams brought plenty of heat at Jimmy Garoppolo in 2019. The 49ers quarterback faced the highest blitz rate of any signal caller last season per Pro Football Focus. That's PFF for you guys who don't know that. Now, let's go back. Jimmy Garoppolo was blitzed 39.5% of the time. So that's basically 40% of the time Jimmy Garoppolo was blitzed, correct? Now we're going to go down. Garoppolo performed admirably in the face of that pressure, completing 66% of his passes and posting a 92.9 passer rating against the blitz compared to a 107.7 passer rating and 70% completion rate versus normal rush. So basically what that says is Jimmy Garoppolo had basically the same passer rating and completion percentage when he was blitzed compared to when it was just a normal passing down. That is amazing. Okay. Russell Wilson came just behind Jimmy Garoppolo at number 2 on the list, despite a higher passer rating than Jimmy Garoppolo on blitzes. Wilson only completed 61% of his passes. If I told you that you have a quarterback that completes 66% of his passes with a 92 passer rating against the blitz, what would you tell me? You would tell me that he's the top 5 quarterback in the NFL, right? But nobody says that. Chris Sims came out with an article. This article was about 2 or 3 days ago, right? Chris Sims had Jimmy Garoppolo ranked 20th on the fucking list. Not 10th, not 11th or 12th, something I could see maybe feasible, but he had him ranked 20th. Do you know who he had above him? Yeah, it was your guy, Kirk Cousins. You know who else? Kyler Murray, the guy who couldn't win any games last year, the guy who has to depend on his athletic ability instead of passing in the pocket. The guy, when facing a blitz, was in the bottom 20, was in the bottom 25 when he was facing the blitz. I think he was ranked like 28th when it came to facing the blitz and getting the ball off in completion rate. He just didn't have it. While Garoppolo wasn't perfect when facing the blitz, he did have some impressive performances against the defenses that typically emphasize pressure on the quarterback, especially in Week 13, the slugfest against Baltimore. Jimmy Garoppolo was blitzed on 84% of his dropbacks. That's a lot. That's basically all of the snaps besides 16%. That's ridiculous. So that means 8 out of 10 times that there was a snap, Jimmy Garoppolo was blitzed. On a soaked rain field with an aggressive Ravens defense coming at him, Garoppolo completed 12 of 18 passes with 149 yards and a touchdown on plays when he was benched. He went 3 for 3 against normal rushes. I mean, this just continues to show that the national media does not give Jimmy Garoppolo any help. This was written by NBC Sports. This was the 49ers channel on NBC Sports. What NBC Sports does, they have different sectors for every team. So there's a Bay Area NBC Sports, there's a Los Angeles NBC Sports, there's a Seattle NBC Sports. Every city and state that has NFL teams and major sports teams, they have an NBC Sports. So it took for NBC Sports, our section, the Bay Area, to write about how great Jimmy Garoppolo was on very important factors of the field, right? Like playing on offense, the defenses have basically revolutionized. And you're either going to have a slot blitzing, you're going to have outside linebacker, you're going to have inside linebacker, you're going to have stunts on the line. Like there's going to be a lot of things going on in the front to confuse the quarterback. And just to know that running Kyle Shanahan's extremely difficult offense while at the same time being blitzed, he was basically top in the NFL. That's a beautiful thing to know, but nobody talks about these things. Like they just don't, man. They really don't talk about this. I would play some of these plays, but this is NFL. This is owned by the NFL, and I don't want to get copyright strike. We already have one of those, and they're not nice to have. You only have 3, so we're going to pass on that. This is another one. 4 quarter comebacks. In 2019, guess who was tied for number 1 in 4 quarter comebacks? Jimmy Garoppolo. Jimmy Garoppolo was tied with Josh Allen and Russell Wilson for 4 quarter comebacks in 2019. It's 2019, it's 2018, it's 2017. So there you go again. Jimmy Garoppolo was not only number 1 when facing the blitz with completion rating and passer rating, he was also number 1 in 4 quarter comebacks. How about that? It's just amazing. He continues to show people on paper that he's better than a lot of these bums, but then he gets disrespected. Okay, so there is another article. Jimmy Garoppolo, top 5 touchdowns. So this article came out pretty long ago. I think it came out like right after the season ended. Yeah, this was November. This was March 4th, 2020. So it's not too long after the season had ended. Okay. Internet is a little bit slow, but this is just another cherry on the top of the cake, man. Jimmy Garoppolo, the only quarter in the NFL to crack 3 crucial stats in top 5. Brady this offseason looks back at a crucial overthrow in San Francisco's loss to the Kansas City Chiefs. Jimmy Garoppolo has faced a lot of criticism in the past few months. Sometimes it's easy to forget just how successful his season was. Here's a reminder. Garoppolo, while coming off a torn ACL, was the only quarterback in the NFL to finish the regular season in top 5 in 3 crucial categories. Let's see what those 3 crucial categories was. Jimmy Garoppolo was 4th with yards per attempt with 8.4. He was number 5 with passing touchdowns of 27. He was tied with Dak Prescott. And he was number 4 in completion rate with 69.1. So including, let me X this bullshit out because I don't want to hear that. So including passing yards per attempt, touchdowns, completion rate, fourth quarter comebacks, and completion rate while being blitzed, Jimmy Garoppolo was top 5. In all of those, he was number 1 in fourth quarter comebacks. He was also number 1 when facing the blitz when you look at completion rate. So for all of those people out there that talk shit about Jimmy Garoppolo and say he's not one of the best in the league, they can kiss my ass because I just clearly showed you guys. Now, we've had some things come up over the last few weeks. We've had an injury to Deebo Samuel. He had a Jones fracture. That's the same injury that Trent Taylor had. But let's be reminded, Trent Taylor, his body was not really good. His body was actually not receptive to metals inside of his body. They found out that his body was allergic to certain alloy metals, so they had to make a special compression screw to put in his foot. And that's why he continued to have all of those surgeries, because his foot continued to get infected, and they didn't know what it was, and they found out that it was a screw. Deebo Samuel doesn't have that problem. He is not allergic to certain metals. So he's not going to have, surgeries on his foot to continue to get him cleaned out, to fix the infection, right? He's going to be able to come back. So that means that it's going to be time for some other guys to step up. We're talking about guys like Dante Pettis. We're talking about Jalen Hurd. We're talking about Trent Taylor. We already know what Kendrick Bourne is going to do. He's continued to show it. We're talking about Brandon Ayuk. We're talking about Travis Benjamin. We're talking about those guys. They're going to have to show up. Dante Pettis, I think, is the most crucial guy that needs to show up because this is going on his 3rd year in this system. He had a horrible year last year. And I feel like Dante Pettis, he was thrown a life raft. His NFL life with the 49ers was preserved by those injuries. Do I think it's going to have any effect on Jimmy Garoppolo? I don't think so, because Jimmy is just going to show up and do what he needs to do. It's up to the guys that's on the field that's going to have to help Jimmy when it comes to injuries. I feel like Deebo probably will not be ready for week 1. I think they'll, slow play it and bring Deebo back probably for about maybe week 3, maybe even week 4, depending on how good we're playing. That's not something that you want to rush somebody back from. We've seen it happen with Ahkello Witherspoon. Like, he didn't have a Jones fracture. He didn't break his foot, but it was a pretty bad foot injury. And when he came back, he was not the same as he was at the beginning of the season. So it's going to be important for those role players to step up in this offense. And I'm also happy one thing happened that's going to show how good Jimmy Garoppolo is. Tom Brady doesn't have Bill Belichick anymore. He doesn't have the weak-ass AFC East. He's playing in the NFC South. I feel like the Falcons, they got a little bit better. They got Todd Gurley. They kept most of their guys. They lost Austin Rivers, but they signed another tight end. I think they're going to be pretty good. The Cardinals, they got some offensive playmakers. They went out and got a quarterback. They got Robbie Anderson. They signed Christian McCaffrey to one of the biggest contracts for a running back in history. Then he has to face the Saints. It's not going to be such an easy road for Tom Brady in Tampa. Also, Jameis Winston, he ran, I believe, like a 4.7 40. Tom Brady ran like a 5.4 40. He's very slow. He's not agile. He's not good at running away from the blitz. He's not good at getting outside the pocket. Jameis Winston was, and he was still sacked 47 times. What do you think Tom Brady is going to do in an offense like Tampa's? What does Bruce Arians like to do? Does anybody know? Does anybody in the chat know what Bruce Arians likes to do? He likes to go down the field. Nobody answers, so I'm going to answer for you. He likes to go down the field. That's why Jameis Winston had 30 interceptions, because every other play, Bruce Arians likes to air the ball out for 30, 40-yard completions. Tom Brady is not good at that. I just don't see it. So this is going to prove that him being in a weak division with one of the greatest coaches of all time, one of the greatest strategists of all time, has really helped his career. So that's just some of the things that I wanted to break down and to show you guys that Jimmy Garoppolo is at least a top 10 quarterback in this league. If you look at Peyton Manning, 110 interceptions the first 6 years, Tom Brady 78, Phillip Rivers 77. These are guys who are averaging 12, 13 interceptions a year. You know what I'm saying? And nobody ever said anything about that. I feel like the 49ers get a lot of hate due to what happened with the Kaepernick protests. I feel like every time they look at the 49ers, it reminds them of what was started by Colin Kaepernick. And I feel like we get flack for that in the national media. And they show that flack by always downplaying a lot of our great players. I haven't seen a quarterback more disrespected than Jimmy Garoppolo in a long time. Like, the NFL loved Tony Romo, but he was trash. Like, Tony Romo was ass, and he got $100 million contract. You know what I'm saying? He never won a big game. Like, every time he was in a big game, he choked. He fumbled the ball one time. Then he fumbled the damn game-winning field goal and got sacked. And then, you had the so-called Daz caught it ball. Now, I would admit he did catch that ball. But, that's another conversation for another day. But I just feel like Jimmy Garoppolo is the most disrespected player in the NFL, and it continuously goes. And it's like a news cycle that never ends, right? It just continues to keep on piling on. Like, somebody picks out something else. But I just showed you in 5 major categories, Jimmy Garoppolo was in the top 10, was in the top 5, and also in 2 that were very important, he was top 1. He was number 1. So, for you guys out there who, are getting tired of the national media, man, I just showed you on paper. I just showed you the numbers compared to Hall of Famers. Don't buy into it. We're not going to get the benefit of the doubt. We're the San Francisco 49ers. If you seen, there was a post by this dimwit lady what is that retarded lady's name? She just posted about the 49ers flying the BLM flag. Do you guys remember her name? What was that lady's name who posted about the 49ers flying the BLM flag? Do you guys remember her name? Because I can't remember her name, but man, I'm definitely trying to find it. But she brought up the whole Kaepernick thing again and the whole flag thing again. And yeah, man, it's just going to be something that we have to continue to deal with. And, I'm just not going to, it's no sweat off my back, man. I know how good Jimmy Garoppolo is, and I just showed you guys. So, when you have to look at what all of these national media heads say, do yourself a favor and just go look at some of the greats and look at their numbers and compare them to Jimmy Garoppolo's first year and the success he had. And then you will see that he's not so good. Yes, David Yang. Tommy Loren, yeah, she posted, as a matter of fact, I'm going to look this post up for you guys. And she posted about the 49ers. She was tired of getting the flack for it, so she erased it. But she basically posted about, the 49ers, flying the flag of a terrorist organization or like BLM or some retarded shit, man. And, it's just going to be something that we're going to have to deal with for a long time to come. They're going to continue to use that as a talking point. And don't think that the NFL heads pay that shit no mind. It might be a reason why we didn't get the calls that we blatantly seen in the NFL. What do you say? It's sad the media gets paid to rip progress. Yeah, man. It definitely does, bro. It definitely is sad, man. I don't know what to say, bro. I just try to make sense of it. And the only way that I can make sense of it is that, sometimes the organization gets punished for Colin Kaepernick, standing up and speaking, his truth. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like in American culture, man, we just need to be able to allow everybody to speak their mind, even if we don't even agree with it. If we don't even agree with it, we have the freedom of speech to speak our mind and speak out and say, hey, I don't agree with that, and this is why. You know what I mean? But for our organization to be disrespected as much as it is, I just don't understand it. So if you guys watched the last episode, man, it was at the beginning of the episode, man, there were some technical difficulties. The energy wasn't right at the beginning of the episode. I was pretty pissed off because we had some technical difficulties, and it's been like 2 weeks in a row that we've had those same issues. So I felt that it was only right to come back on, man, and just holler at you guys about your franchise quarterback. Because Jimmy Garoppolo is an awesome quarterback. And I feel like he deserves more support than he gets. There's also been some talk about possibly trading for Aaron Rodgers next year. And that's just another thing that's ridiculous because everybody wants to complain about salary cap space, but they don't realize that Aaron Rodgers has a $37 million salary cap hit next year. And Jimmy Garoppolo has a $26 million salary cap hit. So on top of trading for somebody who's like 8 years older, you want to trade for somebody who's getting, 12, 13 million more dollars than Jimmy Garoppolo next year. And that just goes to the amount of disrespect that Jimmy Garoppolo gets. Yeah, that's what I said, LeBron. Like that's what happens, bro. He gets a lot of disrespect, bro, and people are talking about it. As a matter of fact, LeBron, I'm gonna email you. I'm gonna send you the stream link so you could hop on because you've been in my inbox a lot about starting your podcast, man. So LeBron, if you go to your DM, bro, press the link and you could come in and we could chat for a few minutes because I'm not really doing too much. Yes, and I seen you had reposted that on Twitter, and we were going back and forth about that. Yeah, that lady is a dimwit. That lady is a dimwit. She's, you know what? If I had to guess, Tommy Lewin probably is not really even a Republican or believes half of the shit she says. She does it for shock value and to make money. You'll be surprised on how many TV personalities don't actually believe the shit that they say. Sergio, till Debo gets healthy, start young guns at wide receiver like Hurd, Ayuk, Jennings, along with KB. Nah, I think Kyle's going to go with the older guys, the guys that he trusts more in the system, that knows the system. I feel like you will see like a combination of Travis Benjamin, Kendrick Bourne, and Dante Pettis, because those are the guys who know the system the most. And it's only logical to put those guys in because they know the system. Maybe even Travis Benjamin, Kendrick Bourne, and Jalen Hurd, right? Because they know the system. They've been in the system more. Maybe you might see a combination of Jalen Hurd, Trent Taylor, and Kendrick Bourne. You know what I'm saying? Because all of those guys know the system, and Jalen Hurd and Trent Taylor's coming back from injury. So I don't think it's necessarily going to be a lot of young guns on the field at the same time. Because it's tough to learn the system. We seen it with Deebo Samuels. He caught his groove around, I would say, like week 7, week 8. That first game that we played against the Seattle Seahawks, that's when you seen like, okay, like we knew this kid was special, but man, he is really balling his ass off. And, he is going to be the next guy that, the next receiver that sticks around, that becomes that number one receiver that's going to have a great career. And I think it's going to be the same thing with Ayuk, especially with having a short camp. It's good that Ayuk was able to get out with the guys in Tennessee and with Jimmy and build that camaraderie and that cohesion, to know where, Jimmy likes to place the ball, where he likes guys to be at on certain routes when he's throwing the ball. But, I don't think it's going to be a lot of young guys on the field at the same time. Kyle's going to have at least 1 or 2 guys who've been in the system for a while so they could help with those younger guys. What does it say? Quest 46. Trey, you on point. Trey, you on point. Out all good, but What about the bad? Jimmy G isn't a bad quarterback, but you got to admit he does need to improve. No, he doesn't. That's see, you're sounding like the national media. That's what you sound like. You sound like the national. You sound like fucking ESPN, bro. Like I don't want to hear that shit. Like you can't improve more than going 13-3, 27-13, and being top 5 in 5. I just named all of the 5 different subjects that he's top 5 in, bro. He was number 1 in completion rate in QBR against the Blitz. He was number 1 in four-quarter comebacks. He was number 4 in yards per reception. He was number 4 in completion rate. He was number 4 in touchdowns. What the fuck are you talking about? Like, bro, I don't want to hear that shit. You can't get much better than that on coming off of ACL and going to the Super Bowl, bro. Like, I don't want to hear that shit. Like, take that shit to Stephen A. Smith's channel or some shit. Not on Niners all day. There's nothing he could do to get better. The team around him can get better. Maybe the receivers cannot have 6 interceptions tipped off of receivers' hands, and he would only have 7 interceptions instead of 13. Yeah. He also led the NFL in tip pass yardage. Yeah. He had 331 total yards on tip passes. They were either interceptions or incompletions, tips off of fucking wide receivers' hands. So maybe the team around him can get better, but there's nothing much more he could do to get better. So I don't want to hear that shit. Take that shit somewhere else. David Gang, Kyle would never want a quarterback that won't run his system. You run the plays that he calls. Facts. And Aaron Rodgers is not capable of that. He likes to do his own thing. I got to charge my phone. Hey, bro, I ain't going to be on here that much longer. So, you know what I'm saying? I don't know what to tell you. Dre, please mention the snaps so the uninformed fan can understand. Facts, Dre. Yeah, man, like the amount of times that Jimmy Garoppolo threw the ball compared to other guys is like astronomical. Like Tom Brady had 4,024 yards, right? So he had 27 more time. He had 27 more yards than Jimmy Garoppolo passing. You know how many more times he threw the ball? 97. So he dropped back and passed the ball 97 more times, but only had 27 more yards. What does that tell you? That means Jimmy Garoppolo is efficient in what he does. I mean, hey, out of the 13 interceptions, Jimmy Garoppolo had 6 tipped interceptions. So 6 of them were off the receiver's hands. So if you take those out, he would only had 7 interceptions and probably a lot more touchdowns and a lot more yards. But you know what I'm saying? Like people just need to put that type of stuff into perspective. Jimmy had threw for an extra 22 yards and gotten that 4K. He would have had gotten more love. I don't know because so many people are idiots and they look at the big media outlets and they let that nonsense control their thought process, right? It's like you see what ESPN says and you let that control your thought process. There was only 2 people that Jimmy Garoppolo got love from last year. There really only 2. The main one was Colin Cohn on the Herd. Like he always gave Jimmy Garoppolo his respect, right? There was another one on ESPN that surprised me, and that was Max Kellerman. He always brought up the things that I brought up. The completion rate, him being blitzed, touchdowns, yards per percent, like all of that shit. Like he always brought that up. And those were like the 2 main people that would always give Jimmy Garoppolo love last year. You know what I'm saying? Like otherwise, like he was just out of loss for words. Like, you know, he didn't get any respect from much people last year. But those people were. His third down conversation. Oh yeah, his third down conversion rate was the best in the league too. Like, so that's 6. I mean, he just continues to. I mean, come on, bro. It's like nobody wants to talk about that. The fact that Bill Belichick wanted to keep him over Tom Brady. Yeah, it says a lot. Like, and then Tom had to go to his daddy, Robert Kraft, and Robert backdoored Bill Belichick. And Bill Belichick said, okay, I'll do you one better. I'll bench one of our best cornerbacks on the team in the NFL at that time, and Malcolm Butler. He said, "Okay, you want to keep Tom, and you want to do what you want to do instead of doing what I want to do. Okay, how about I'm gonna bench Malcolm Butler and we're gonna lose this fucking Super Bowl? How about that? I mean, you don't play game. You don't. if you talk about mind games, you don't play mind games with the master of mind games, Bill Belichick, and and he, you know, Robert Kraft kind of fucked himself. The team can get better if you have a real conversation. Let me know. Don't get mad. A real conversation. Hey, bro, check this out, bro. Our platform is going to grow with or without you, bro. Like, I'm having a real conversation. I just broke down everything possibly to show that there's not much that he could have done to get better. Maybe not have 6 interceptions tipped off of his hands. Like, if you don't like what you're hearing, you can get the fuck out. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're not here to beg for views like yours, bro. Like, if you don't like what I'm saying, bro, you can get the fuck out. Quest 46, you can get out. Our platform is going to grow with or without you, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not me getting mad. It's me speaking the truth. You sound like national media. You said, oh, he could get better. How about this? How about you tell me how he could be better? What is your Twitter? I'll send you the link and you tell me how he can get better since you know more of what you're talking about. You know what I'm saying? You let me know how he can get better. Receivers reliability would help. Yeah, would definitely help. You see that we had to go out and get Emmanuel Sanders for a 1-year rental. The only thing that's good about Emmanuel Sanders is he signed with a different team. That was the Saints. So the stipulation of that was we get a compensatory pick back from the Denver Broncos. So we get a 3rd-round pick back for Emmanuel Sanders. So, you know, it is what it is. Thank you, Emmanuel. We get that back. It's all right. You know, go over there with your boy. You see what Drew Brees about. You know what I'm saying? Y'all see what he about. He had his own teammates calling him out. And if you think that that's not going to fall into the locker room and people ain't going to be looking at him upside his head, you got another thing coming. They're going to be looking at Breezy. They're going to be looking at Drew Brees a little bit sideways upside his head. So we don't got none of that over here. We good over here. So you go ahead and deal with that. Callie Young. Dre, you forgot to mention Jimmy's 3rd and 4th down. Oh, yeah. Somebody else brought that up, bro. Like a couple of comments up. Somebody else had brought that up, bro. That's another thing. You know what I'm saying? Facts, Dre. The guy clearly submerged in that sink. Waste of time. Yeah, bro. Like, I don't want to, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you talking about having a real conversation, like, okay, we could have a real conversation. Tell me how you think he could have got better. And then I could have said, oh, okay. If I see the logic in what you're saying, I could say, oh, okay. Or no, you sound like the national media again, you know? We don't need no negative. No, we don't. Like, if you want to argue with somebody, go argue with somebody else or go on Stephen A. Smith's fucking page or, you know, a Seattle Seahawks fan page or some shit because we don't got time for that over here. I'm going to spit that realness, and I just spit you the realness and showed you guys that it compared to the Hall of Famers, Jimmy Garoppolo is right where he needs to be. Because let me tell you, if he had 110 interceptions in his first 6 years, you guys would lose your fucking minds. And Peyton Manning had 110 interceptions in his first 6 years in the NFL, and everybody thought he was the greatest thing since sliced bread and Jesus Christ. So I just don't want to hear it. I feel like if you are going to be critical of anybody and anything, I feel like it has to be fair and it has to be straight across the board, right? And when it comes to Jimmy Garoppolo, it's just not fair straight across the board. You know what I mean? Like, for instance, Tom Brady, they just released an article talking about I think it was written by CNN, and then there was another one by the New York Post saying that Tom Brady doesn't take this he doesn't take this pandemic seriously, right? Because of the numbers, how like they're spiking the highest in Florida right now, and he posted a picture of him and the guys working out saying no excuses. And, you know, then you go to ESPN and they were like, you know, Tom's just doing what he has to do to be the winner that he is. And like, you know, basically feeding into it and making excuses for it. Like, it's okay. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's always a double standard for certain people. And Jimmy Garoppolo just does not get that. He's going to get the bottom. He's going to get the back end of the stick at all times. Right. He's not going to get like a logical. I'm as a matter of fact, I'm surprised that nobody said, well, look at Jimmy Garoppolo and what they're doing in Tennessee. Nobody's talking about that. Like, I was so surprised that they didn't say that You know what I'm saying? And that they made excuses for Tom Brady, and they were like, "Oh, it's okay because he needs to be doing this." You know what I'm saying? Like it's never a double-edged sword with Tom Brady. It's always one way. He's right. That's what it is, and you have to deal with it because that's what the big national media news says. And I just feel like it's bullshit. Let's see what else. Kirk Hamlin. The fact that Belichick trusted Jimmy should be noted. He knows talent when he sees it. Yeah, he definitely does. He knows exactly what he's looking for, and Kyle Shanahan knew what he was looking for too, and he got it, bro. Let's see, Sergio Mendoza. With the win now mode, the 49ers have now Trey for Adams. Okay. Okay, so look, if we're really in a win now mode, right? You trade for Adams. I would say Jaquaski Tartt and a first, right? And if we don't win the Super Bowl this year, you trade Jamal Adams like the week after the Super Bowl so you can get the most for him. Hopefully he has a great season, right? And we can get another first for him and possibly a player. And you see how the rental works out. That's the only thing. I mean, I just don't understand. Like, I just don't see him making that huge of a difference because he's not a ball hawk. Like, we know what it's like to have a good safety that plays down in the box. Like Jaquaski Tartt is a good safety that plays in the box. He's great on run. He causes forced fumbles. I mean, we seen it, against the Ravens, and then when we didn't have him against the Saints, like we seen that drop off. That showed you how good Jaquaski Tartt is. I don't see Jamal Adams making that much of a difference because, like, you're almost getting the same player, except you're getting Jamal Adams and he does the same thing at a higher level, right? It's not like you're getting Jamal Adams who does everything that Jaquaski Tartt does at a higher level, and he's a ball hawk. You're not getting that. You're getting Jaquaski Tartt on steroids, right? That's basically what you're getting. You're getting a guy that first fumbles, that plays good from sideline to sideline, that's good on run support, that's okay on coverage, but he's great down in the box. You could blitz him, he's going to get sacks, all of that stuff. Like, you're getting a Jaquaski Tartt on steroids, but you're not getting a ball hawk. That's what you're not getting. So he doesn't add a different dynamic that we've already seen. So I don't really see Jamal Adams like pushing us over the hump because what is he adding differently that we haven't seen? Well, Roy Boy, I said if you want to be on a win now mode, if you want to be in a win now mode, you trade Kwasi in a first, right? And then you can say, okay, our first round pick was Jamal Adams. That's a pretty good first round pick, right? If it doesn't work out, we don't win the Super Bowl, you trade him and you get that pick right back in the next year. Yo, what's going on, bro?
What up, boss?
Man, so you've been working on everything, trying to get your shit up?
Yeah, man. I'm working on it. I gotta go get a new laptop. I'm gonna go buy one of those soon. So
yeah,
I'm working on it.
Yeah, bro. Like I said, bro, I mean, like for so long, I talked about it, and then when I finally did it, like it was just a big release, bro. So if whoever you're trying to do it with, bro, if they ain't serious about it, fuck them, bro. Just jump out on the ledge and start doing it.
Yeah, I mean that's the point that I'm at right now. You know what I mean? I'm like, I got to do it myself if I ain't gonna get no help. So yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
So I mean, how are you feeling about this season, bro? Like an honest opinion. Are you feeling confident? Are you a little bit on edge? Like, how you feeling
I'm very confident about the season. And be honest with you, I mean, I was confident last year when most people had us winning 6 games, 4 games.
Right.
You know what I mean? I was confident then. So this year, I'd say I'm about 80% sure that we're gonna get back to where we were. I say about 80%.
Yeah.
Barring injuries and anything like that.
Yeah. I definitely feel like, man, if our defensive line depth can stay healthy this year, it puts us in a way better position. But where we're going to make up for that is, I think the position that we got the best at, and people might say that I'm crazy, I think it's offensive line. Because if we look at Person, he was getting
B.
I was gonna say a word, but I don't want to get banned on YouTube. But he
Yeah,
was getting punked.
Yeah, he was. He was getting beat
in the Super Bowl. Yeah, it was bad.
Yeah.
So if you're basically replacing Joe Staley with somebody that's like, how can you replace Joe Staley with somebody that's better than him, right? You're replacing
right.
I love Joe Staley, but he's not Trent Williams. You're replacing Joe Staley with somebody that's better than him, right?
Facts.
And then
Facts.
person, he's out the way, and now you got Brunskill to fill in for him. Like, our offensive line just got so much better. Then you got Sean Coleman coming back off the IR. Then you got Justin Skule. He got another year under his belt. He played pretty damn good. Ben Garland, like, we just so deep at offensive line, and people don't even
no doubt. No doubt. I definitely see the depth. And even the rookie, what's his name? Warner, his tape, he looks good. You know what I mean? So I definitely can see that the offensive line definitely got better 100%.
In college football, Charlie Warner was the only tight end to be ranked in the 80s on pass protection and run pass protection, run block.
I saw that, and he can help Kittle, relieve Kittle. McKivitz, was it McKivitz? Is that the
West Virginia?
You know what I mean? So we got so much, dude. It's gonna be ridiculous. I could definitely see, offensive line being better.
Yeah. So, do you feel like some of the Jimmy Garoppolo criticisms are fair, or do you feel like it's a little bit overboard?
Not a little overboard. It's way overboard. Let's take it back to what the first 5 starts that he ever had.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
The team was 1-10, something crazy.
We just wanted,
you know what I mean? He came in with nothing, turned the whole team around, turned everything around, won 5 straight games, beat playoff teams, and it's like they forgot about that. He can't pass the ball. He can't carry the team. He carried the team. He's already proved that he could do it. So honestly, I feel like it's not warranted. You know what I mean? But I also say the Niners don't get the respect that we should get. You know what I mean? Just period. It don't matter. Even Colin Kaepernick, when we were going to the Super Bowl and the 3 straight NFC Championship games, we never get the respect we deserve, bro.
Right.
You know what I mean?
It's never going to happen, bro. It's always in the 80s and 90s they hated us because we were so great, right? And then DeBartolo, like, they hated DeBartolo. He was he had mob ties and shit. DeBartolo was on some shit. So
he was hood. He was hood.
Right. So they hated that. And then, then it went into the Kaepernick era. And I feel like every time that we're looked at by national media, we're going to get scrutinized and criticized because Kaepernick stood up for something that he believed in. And I feel like that's unfair because that's just one man. That doesn't determine the organization, right? Like, no organization should ever, have to face criticism because of what one person's beliefs is. You know what I'm saying? Like that's just not fair. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, but even so, getting back to the Jimmy G, the thing with Jimmy though, we're a running team. You could pretty much say we're a running team, right?
Yeah.
Look at his stats. What was he 20-something yards shy of 4K?
Nah, bro, he was 3 yards shy. He had 3,997 yards passing. He was 3 yards short of 4K.
Come on, bro. Come on, man. I mean, if you look at it, if we were a passing team, he definitely would have had what? I could say maybe 4,500.
Yeah.
Maybe you could add, more TDs, but I don't know, man. It's just crazy. They anointed him when he was in New England. They praised him, and for some reason he comes to Frisco, and all of a sudden, now that he's a Niner, he's no longer that guy. He's no longer praised.
Parent. I remember when Tom Brady he won those 3 games. He went 3-0. They was like, Belichick has this next guy, and put it like this: say if Jimmy Garoppolo had the same stats and the same record he had with us, say if he did the same thing with the Patriots that he did with us last year, he would have got praised.
Oh, no doubt about it. Oh, he's the next. Oh, they're going to win 3 of the next 5. Dude, they would have been drinking the Kool-Aid. With us, he gets none of that. They don't even give him top 10 status.
None of that.
Which I know for a fact. Dude, he's definitely top 10. Say he's top 7.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, yeah.
And I just showed it at the beginning of the episode, bro. I went through 3 Hall of Famers, I feel like. Tom Brady, Peyton Manning, and Phillip Rivers. Phillip Rivers is going to be he's going to be in the Hall of Fame. I went over there first 6 years. Tom Brady, 78 interceptions. Peyton Manning, 110 interceptions in the first. If somebody told you that Peyton Manning threw 110 interceptions in his first 6 years in the NFL, would you believe him? Like just off of face value?
I mean, had I not seen it myself, I believe it because I saw it. But had I not seen it, I'd have been like, nah, not the way they anointed him as the face of the league. You know what I mean? He was the face of the NFL.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And Phillip Rivers had a better touchdown to interception ratio than Tom Brady and Peyton Manning. He only had 77 interceptions in his first 6 years. So you can see how the statistics break down and how certain teams in certain regions get certain praises compared to other guys. It's like Peyton Manning was like, bro, I just remember like people will say if he wasn't an NFL quarterback, he would have been a Fortune 500 business owner because he's just that smart. Well, fucking honestly, he wasn't. Like 110 interceptions in the first 6 years is a lot, bro. Like
that's a lot.
That's like what 110 divided by 6. That's like damn near like 15 interceptions. It's
more,
bad.
maybe 16. Yeah, it's a lot.
So I, it's just when people try to bring up the picks, like, let's just bring up the 6 picks off of tips, like off the
tips. And I watched it. I watched every game. I seen them.
Yeah, bro.
I definitely know. I know what you're talking about. You know what I mean? But yeah, it's just crazy to me. I don't know what he's gonna have to do, even when we're undefeated. You know what I mean? And he was doing his thing. Jimmy, leave it to Stephen A. Smith and all these dudes. Jimmy G's the weak link. He's this, he's that. Any other quarterback that takes a team to 8-0, they not bashing that dude like that.
Nope.
They gonna give him his credit. You know what I mean? And then I say going into the playoffs, they started to kind of give it to him. But that game where we ran and he threw the 8 passes started the narrative right back up going into this. Oh no, he only threw the ball 8. I'm like, dude, are y'all watching our games or are you not watching? You know what it's crazy, bro. This shit's crazy.
I don't know. It's almost like it seems like they get incentivized to talk bad about us. I don't know, bro. Like it literally seems like they get incentivized to talk bad about us, or there's like
you there?
It's like a fucking media Illuminati. Like there's a group behind the walls in meetings say that, we want negative press when it comes to the 49ers. That's just almost what it seems like.
Definitely.
Did you see the Chris Sims top quarterbacks? Did you see his list?
No, I don't think I saw it.
He came out with a list of the top quarterbacks in the NFL from 1 to 32. Do you know where he had Jimmy Garoppolo at?
If I had to take a guess, I'd say somewhere from 12 to 15.
20.
Wow. And Chris Sims is supposed to be what?
Yes, he had Matt Stafford. He had a lot.
Now, isn't he Shanahan's boy?
They're like best friends. Chris Sims was the quarterback of Texas when Kyle Shanahan was at Texas playing wide receiver. So yeah, they're like super close. Bro, I think we got some technical difficulties, man. LeBron, bro, you just froze up on me. Man, it seems like we can't go one episode without having no technical difficulties, bro. It would be great if we could just go one episode without having no feedback, having any of our guys freezing up. None of that shit, bro. Like, this really, really, really gets irritating. Yeah, bro, he froze, and it's not anything that we're doing. It's just like we continue to have like these small, minute issues. But StreamYard, it's yeah, I think he will. I think he'll dial back in. But StreamYard is like basically the best thing to do. We've tried some other platforms, but they just don't work as good. Especially if you want to be on multiple platforms, doing your content at the same time. It's just like StreamYard gives you the best options at the best price point, man. Need one more sub to hit 400. Yeah, man. So if you count this as an extra episode, man, this is like episode 12, right? And we've been doing it probably for about a month and a half, man. I'm quite pleased. You know what I'm saying? Like, we've been having a constant 400 or 500 views on every episode. We had one with Mike from NBN that's almost at 1,000. I'm not mad, man. Like, I appreciate all of the support, bro. Like it just, slowly but surely, it just continues to grow. You know what I mean? And it's all because of you guys, bro. WebEx is the most secure. How much does WebEx cost? Do you have to get like a trial membership? Is it like you pay monthly, or is it a one-time fee? Oh yeah, thank Bob Money. Thank you, bro. Oh, my guy, Bob. So on Thursday evening at 6:30, we have Rombo coming on, bro. It's gonna be a lit show, and it's also the last day of school. I'm an operating engineer apprenticeship, Union 701, man, and I've been going to school for the last month. So this is the last week of school. Thursday is the last day of school, man. It's gonna be litty. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna have a nice bottle. You know what I'm saying? I'll probably go to the store, get some steaks. You know what I'm saying? Me and my love of my life and my son, we're just gonna kick back and chill, bro. It's going to be lit, bro. I don't know what happened. The link is still there, bro. If you want to join, bro, you can hop back on, man. I'm just chilling with you guys, man, because you guys support us, man. I don't know what we would be without you guys, bro. Our platform, it grows because of you guys. Trey, you still out there? Because I wanted to have you on, Trey, but I don't know, for some reason, bro. Like you can't, like, nobody can inbox you anymore. Like, it's not even an option. Like, when I go on your page, like, I'm on your page right now, and you can't inbox Trey from Rie. So I don't know what's going on. With no Buckner, can DJ Jones, Armstead? Most definitely. Berto, bro, you welcome, bro. We've been at this for years, bro. You always welcome, bro. Yeah, so the thing, start my refund, see if I can get back. All right, bro, I'll be right here. Don't even trip. I'll be right here. So let's go over the Buckner thing, right? So Buckner went from having 12.5 sacks, right, with the line that was less dominant, right? He didn't have the pieces. I think we had Eric Armstead, Cassius Marsh. Who else did we have? We had a guy who used to play with the Ravens. Elvis Dumerville. Like, we were old and horrible with like a few young spurts of talent. Tank Carradine, like, and he went from a line that was subpar and he had 12.5 sacks, and then he went to a dominant defensive line. He only had 7.5 sacks, right? So he played 929 snaps in the regular season, right? He played like 600 more snaps than D Ford, right? And he only had one more sack. See, people don't want to talk about that, right? Like, he had one more sack than D Ford. D Ford only had like 300 some snaps. He only played 27% of the snaps when he was on the team, when he was healthy. So, like, that's what I'm saying. Do you guys really want to pay $22 million for a guy who had 7.5 sacks, who had one more sack than a guy who only played healthy in like 7 games, and the other 3 or 4, like, he wasn't healthy, but he still played? 2 of the games he came out in the first quarter in the first couple of snaps. Like, you know what I'm saying? So if you look at it, DJ Jones is going to play the 1 and 3 technique. I heard he gained some more muscle. You know what I'm saying? So he can play that 3 technique a little bit more. He's been working on his speed and agility. Ken Law, Armstead, then Julian Taylor. Like, bro, I'm telling you guys, Javon Kinlaw is that guy, bro. He is going to be a force to be reckoned with. I feel like he's nastier than DeForest Buckner. Like, as far as like brute strength and just punking guys, like, I feel like he's going to be that type of guy. Like, DeForest Buckner had great hand placement. He was fast off the line. He was strong, and he was agile. And being the fact that he didn't really miss games, he didn't really miss snaps, right? Like, he stayed healthy, right? So we can't say that about Buckner. But as far as like fitting the scheme better for what Chris Kacerek wants to do, bro, our defensive line is going to be better. Going to be better, bro. We are going to be better. Berto, let me know what day I could come on. All right, bro. I'll inbox you after when I get off of here, bro. We'll set it up. I think we're going. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to have Rumble on Thursday at. Let me check my email. Let me check my DM between me and him. Make sure. So yeah, Rumble Thursday at 6:30. See, 6:30. All right. So we have Rombo at 6:30 on Thursday. And then spread it word. All right, thanks, bro. And then what we'll do is on Friday or Saturday, we'll have the fan interaction show. So what we'll do is when we post the show, we're just going to post the link. And whoever wants to come on, y'all just have to be on Twitter and y'all go on and you guys click the link and then you guys can come on. And fucking we could just ball out and talk about whatever we want to talk about. You know what I mean? Because I feel like we owe that to you guys, man. It's only been a month and a half. You know, it might feel like it's been going on for longer because everybody we're all so familiar with each other from Nothing But Niners and Rombo and Twitter, you know, and all of us have been supporting these platforms for so long that like we're all like intertwined together, right? And it's like big web of 49er red and gold faithful. And you know, it seems like we've been doing it for a while, but me and Bron's only been doing this for like a month and a half. I could look at. Let's see. Let's go to Niners all day. I'm going to look at the date when we posted our first video, man. Let's see the date when we posted our first video. Yeah, not even a month and a half, a month. So within a month, man, because of you guys, bro, we're up to 400 subs, and you know we have a total of 3,600 views. And I would say that that's not, you know, bad, you know, for somebody, you know, just starting off, man. So, yeah, bro. Like I said, man, the energy was messed up on the last episode because we had the technical difficulties and I was kind of pissed off and it showed. So, man, I just wanted to come on and really talk about Jimmy compared to 3 Hall of Fame quarterbacks. All the statistics where he was top 5 in, and give you guys a compare and contrast. To really show like how great of a quarterback he is, and then just to get on and to have some interaction with you guys, you know what I'm saying? Because the algorithm goes up with the interaction. So the more you guys comment, the more I talk back and forth to you guys, man. The more that these videos are going to just pop up on random people's YouTube when they're scrolling, and hopefully they click and they subscribe, you know. So, you know, without this shit, man, it's not even possible without you guys, man. So I just wanted to get on and rap with you guys a little bit. Talk about Jimmy and some other subjects, man. Thursday, 6:30, me, Bronze, Rombo is going down, and then the fan interaction show where you know anybody could just click on the StreamYard link. You know what I'm saying? All you need is a laptop or a phone and some headphones or whatever, and you can get on and we could go over whatever subjects you guys want to talk about, bro. Just a fan interaction appreciation deck. Hey, Trey, how do you think Saleh will tweak the scheme for 2020? The only thing that I could see us doing more is running more of a. I would like to see us run a 5-2. That's with basically you got 5 down linemen, so you know something like Bosa, Eric Armstead, DJ Jones, Javon Kinlaw, and D Ford, and then you could have the speed linebackers in, which will be Quan Alexander and Fred Warner roaming across the middle, and then bring in then you can have K1 in there as the nickel on the slot. I think that would be real successful because then you wouldn't be able to double team one guy. I feel like we would get to the quarterback a lot more. And with how good K1 Williams is on the slot, you know what I'm saying? I don't think that our DBs would need that much help. Like it would just put a lot more pressure on the offense. And so I that's the only thing that I would like to see. As far as what we're going to see, I mean, we don't know. Like Saleh is a damn good coach, right? Like we just don't know what we're going to see. You know what I'm saying? And that was a great question. I hope that's what we see. You know what I'm saying? I really hope that's what we're going to see. Oh man, no doubt. Guess who's calling me right now? Grant. Yo, what's up, bro? Man, shit. I'm actually was just doing a live comparing Jimmy Garoppolo to 3 Hall of Famers the first 6 years. Yeah, man, I compared him to Tom Brady. Tom has 78 receptions in his first 6 years. Peyton Manning had 110. Phillip Rivers had 77. So I was just, trying to compare him, and then, yeah, man. Then I was just talking about how he was, top of the league in completion rate and against the Blitz, and then he was top of the league in completion rate and yards and touchdowns and fourth quarter comebacks. He was number one, tied with Russell Wilson and Josh Allen. So I was just trying to pep him up a little bit.
It was right in front of us,
Right.
It's possible I'm being too hard on the guy. I mean, I think the fairest criticism you can say about him is that he wasn't as good in the playoffs.
Right.
Like any way you slice it in the regular season, his numbers were fantastic in every single way, especially on third down. But then when the playoffs came around, like for whatever reason, as soon as he had one bad throw, Kyle Shanahan seemed to lose confidence in him. I don't know. It's hard to interpret what happened in the playoffs, but something happened.
You know what, bro?
As good as he had been in other games.
Hey, so do you think that it was more of Kyle knew that our chances of going to the Super Bowl was high, right? Do you think it could have been like, I don't want to show the Kansas City Chiefs what we're going to do. I just want to run the ball down their fucking throats. Yeah,
like part of it. Yeah, like why would you do anything else?
Right. If it's working, like literally, why would you? You know what I'm saying? So, I just think, bro, he gets like a totally unfair shake, not with you, but with the national media, right? Like
that's true.
Like nobody talks about like
Smith just ridicules him.
Oh my God. Yeah, yeah, man. Like nobody talks about like he led the league in having the most yardage lost due to drop passes. He had
more than Wentz. Wow.
Yeah, bro. He had the most yardage lost to drop passes. Also, he had the most tips turned into interceptions. I think he had 6. Like nobody talks about that. You know what I'm saying? That's
interesting.
Yeah, so that's some of the things that I feel like that should be talked about. There was one guy. There's like 2 guys, right? Colin Cohart on the Herd, right? He just quoted you on the Herd like 2 days ago, bro. Did you?
I know. He just butchered my name. That was hilarious. What did he say about Garoppolo?
He just always like he goes against the national media narrative, like that he's not a good quarterback. He always shows Jimmy Garoppolo love. And then another one that's surprising is Max Kellerman. Like Max Kellerman he would go at it back and forth with Stephen A. Like saying basically the things that I'm saying, like bringing up how he was the only quarterback in the league who was top 5 in three important categories in quarterbacking.
Yeah.
So
that's fair. I mean, the guy's only had such a small sample size. It's hard to really make a definitive statement one way or another. But I mean, the guy was 19-5. I mean, it's hard to knock that.
Yeah.
Who's better than that? Patrick Mahomes.
Right.
It's hard to luck into that. I do think he's been kind of lucky in certain ways, but in other ways he creates his own luck. I feel like it'll be interesting to see what he does moving forward because, Derek Carr in 2016 looked like he was going to be a stud, and then he regressed.
Oh my God!
Sometimes the league catches up to you. I don't know if that's going to happen to Jimmy. It's just going to be harder for him this year because there's no Sanders and there's no Debo maybe at first. So it's like even if he struggles at first, it might not even be his fault. You know what I mean?
Do you? Okay, all right. Let's say this. So, all right, agree or disagree? Can Kyle Shanahan take a semi-talented guy and make him into a Pro Bowler?
I think so. That's why I like Nick Mullins. I feel like Nick Mullins could be a Pro Bowler in this system, doing the stuff that they asked Jimmy to do. They don't ask Jimmy to do super hard things. Right. So yeah, I think so. Yep, I do.
So
look, back in the day, look what he did with Matt Schaub. Matt Schaub was never talented.
Never. Ever.
He was a Pro Bowler on partially because of Andre Johnson, but I mean, Niners have Kittle. Like I do think yes. I think the answer is yes.
Okay, so with that being said, say if we don't have Debo, let's say if we don't rush him back and we get him back in week 3, right?
Yeah.
Do you think that Kyle can basically hold it together with Jalen Hurd, Trent Taylor? Okay.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
It doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to put up big numbers, but they'll find a way to run the ball and play great defense. Yeah, they're going to find a way to win. I mean, they were 7-0 before they got Emmanuel Sanders.
Right.
So, it may not be because Jimmy may not be putting up 300 yards a game, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah. Do you think that his yards per game and his touchdowns go up from last year?
Man, that's tough. I guess it kind of depends on the health of his receivers. God, that's a shitty answer.
Oh.
Not the kind of guy who gets people open, kind of needs people to beat man-to-man coverage and get open like Brady.
All right.
Still gonna have Kittle.
I
feel like they're gonna run even more next year, man. I feel like they're gonna run even more.
Bro, so where I feel like we made up for losing Emmanuel Sanders, our offensive line got 2 times better. And I say 2 times, right, because Trent Williams is a level above Joe Staley, right? And then you add Brunskill for Mike Person, right? I feel like he's a level above Mike Person. So that means
I think Charlie Warner should be an upgrade over Toilolo.
Oh my God. Oh my God. He was the only tight end in college football last year to have a mid 80s rating. Yeah, bro, in pass and run blocking. So
he's gonna get a lot of playing time in the Niners because they run so much.
Oh hell yeah. Yeah. I just feel like there's not going to be a lot of the drops will drop significantly this year. They're going to be on that jug machine like crazy. Kyle ain't having that shit this year, right? B, we just talked about it. Our offensive line is going to be a lot better. And C, I feel like Kyle Shanahan is going to have a lot of double entendres when it comes to play running and design plays this year. And it's, you know what I'm saying? We had I don't know if he's a writer for 49er Web Zone, Jason Aponte, right? And he came on and he broke down some plays, bro. And the way he broke down plays and he knew all of the terminology, it just makes Kyle Shanahan look even that much smarter. Like the way he schemes up plays, it's like he's running like he will run 2 plays to do something big on the 3rd play.
Of course, you're setting it up, no doubt, and that's what Bill Walsh used to do. The way I look at it, and why you could argue that Jimmy is going to have a bigger year next year, is that if you're Kyle Shanahan trying to scheme up your offense for 2020 and anticipate what the league's going to do to counter what you did in 2019, you know everyone's focused on your run game.
Right.
You know it.
Right.
Everyone's focused on how to stop your run game, the end around everything.
Right.
So what you can do is hit people with play action early and often.
Right.
And you know what I mean? You can go over the top. And so if Jimmy can hit those throws, he can have a big year, because people are going to sell out.
Right.
Every time he gets a play fake, they're going to bite.
Right.
Every time.
Oh, do you know how you know who else had the most who was in the top 5 for most receptions over 20 yards? It was Jimmy Garoppolo, bro. He was in top 5 again. Like there's so many statistics, bro. And when we get off the phone, bro, like I want you to challenge me, and I just want you to, if whenever you have time to look this stuff up, I swear it's all real. Jimmy Garoppolo was in top 5 in big plays last year. He was in top 5 in big plays.
I know he was.
It's
all I'm saying is here's what I'm saying. Like in 2018, when Nick Mullins was a starter, and he was playing pretty well for a 23-year-old rookie.
But he only won 1 game.
Right. But I'm just saying in terms of his numbers.
Oh yeah.
3 games.
Oh yeah.
He won 3 games.
Oh, he won 3.
His numbers, he was good.
Oh yeah, he had the most passing yards over the second part of the season. He had 2,200 yards over the 8-game stretch. It was the most out of any quarterback.
He was pretty good for a 23-year-old rookie. I mean, he was better than Gardner Minshew. He was better than Baker. I mean, he's pretty good. Anyway. Yeah. So when I was saying that, this guy's actually pretty good, every Niner fan was like, no. this is all Kyle Shanahan. Like, he's scheming everything up. But when it's Jimmy, it's like, oh, it's Jimmy. Well, it's like, it's the same principle. You know what I mean? Either you give the quarterback credit or you give Kyle credit. But yes, Kyle was putting Nick Mullins in advantageous position. Same goes for Jimmy. But Nick Mullins made the reads, he made the throws, and same goes for Jimmy. So
right.
You can't knock him.
Right.
I mean, Tom Brady was a system quarterback. So was Joe Montana over the extent.
Hey, Tom, and I was talking about that on this stream, bro. Tom Brady's gonna have problems in the NFC South. I don't give a damn what nobody says, bro. You're not playing the Dolphins, the Bills, and the Jets and the Lions, 8 times a year, bro. Like that, you're gonna have, bro. And Jameis Winston, regardless of what people can say about him, is he knows how to scramble and get outside the pocket and throw the ball, right? Tom Brady cannot do that. And even though Jameis Winston is more athletically, he has more athletic ability than Tom Brady, he was still sacked 47 times last year. What do you think is going to happen to Tom?
Yeah, but Tom Brady gets rid of the ball real quick. That's what he does to protect himself. It's the same thing Peyton Manning did. And the thing about the Bucs, which is why I'm optimistic about them, is he's not their offensive coordinator, but their like senior offensive advisor is Tom Moore, who was the offensive coordinator of the Colts forever when Peyton Manning was there. He's like 80-something. He's really good. And then the other thing about them is Todd Bowles. I think people forget how good he is. To me, Todd Bowles is on the Robert Saleh, Vic Fangio level. He's
Facts.
Great.
Facts.
So that team is going to be all around good. I mean, it's not going to be. I mean, Bruce Arians isn't as good as maybe Kyle Shanahan, but he's not stupid. They're going to have a very smart offense. I don't think Brady's going to get sacked 50 times. I think he's going to get the ball out of his hands, and they're going to have a good defense too. So they're going to be tough, man. I wouldn't write them off like that.
We know what Bruce Arians likes to do. He likes to go down the field. He is not, bro. So do you think he's going to alter? So you think Bruce Arians is going to alter his whole playbook to suit Tom Brady?
He already said he would.
Oh my!
He said he's gonna. He is. He already said he would. I mean, you don't bring in Tom Brady if you're gonna tell Brady what to do. You're like, all right, I trust you, Brady.
Nah.
And that's why I feel like Brady was a better fit for an older coach, because a coach in his 60s had less ego than a coach in his 40s. A coach in his 40s still trying to prove that his scheme is the best. And Bruce Arians is trying to win a ring before he retires. It's different. And again, Tom Moore, he coached Peyton Manning. You know how to coach these kind of. Yes, Bruce Arians coached Ben Roethlisberger, but they're still experienced working with a Brady-like quarterback. I think they're going to be just fine. They're not going to have Brady do stuff he can't do. And if they did, Brady would be like, what the fuck are you doing, dude? I'm going to take over. You think Byron Leftwich is going to tell Tom Brady what to do? Byron Leftwich is looking at this as an opportunity to learn. Everyone's like, yo, it's going to be like the Browns. No. Freddie Kitchens was an idiot, like a moron. He was the offensive version of Jim Tom Sewell. That's why that.
Hey, bro, do you know that guy was a car salesman?
No way.
Freddie Kitchens, dude, I swear before Lord Jesus Christ, bro. Freddie Kitchens used to be a car salesman, bro. He used to sell cars. There were luxury cars. I give you that. There were luxury cars, but he was a car salesman. Hey, that's crazy. Hey, I mean, I see the Tampa Bay Buccaneers winning 10 games. I think they're going to be like the Browns. They have all this talent. Right? They bring all this talent in, and everybody just believes that because they have names that they're going to, just blow the league out of the water. And it's Tom. I'm telling you. Tom Brady ain't fake. This NFC is different than that AFC, bro. We could all attest to that. That
he might be in the toughest division in the league. I mean, shit.
It's tough. It's tough. Yeah, you got
Falcons.
Yeah, and the Saints and Falcons are scrappy teams, and just like the Panthers, we all know the Panthers, their defense isn't going to be what it is, but they're going to be able to put up points.
The thing to think about though is if COVID-19 wipes out like a quarter of the season, like say the season back to like October, that helps Brady and Breeze because those dudes are old, and you've seen it with Breeze, like his arm get kind of wears down throughout the year. That shit would just help them. Think about this, like a 12-game season.
That's the only thing that scares me.
Either, but it would help them.
No, I feel like it would have an effect on us because the way it is we have to go to the Jets. But it's going to be in the beginning of the season. But if they push it back to October, god damn, it's cold in New York in October, bro.
Well, I was thinking they would just cancel those first 4 games because those they're not division games. They're all. Yes, they are though. They are the ones the division. I don't know. They might just cancel the game. I don't know what they would do. I don't know what the fuck they would do.
Man, yeah, bro, that is crazy. I mean, what have you been hearing, bro? Like, what's been the consensus? Like, you know what I'm saying? I know you got some people.
I was just talking to Matt Mayoko. The NFL has better than mine. They don't have to. I was talking to Matt Mayoko on a Zoom thing a couple weeks ago. He was saying that he thinks that will be like there's going to be games and no fans, and that there'll still be like hometown media, no away media, but still we probably won't be in the locker room all year. It's probably going to be Zoom conferences all year, like that.
Are you still going to be able to go to training camp?
I hope so, but they're trying to say like they might be like only let 2 or 3 fucking media people.
Oh.
If I can only see like a part of it, though, I hate that shit. God.
Damn.
You can't really see who's having a good camp or not. Like if I only see Dante Pettis once a week, it might be the one day a week he played well or he played bad. You know, if I see him every day, I can tell you for certain that the dude is not in shape like I did last year, or whatever.
Right.
So I hope they don't do shit like that. You don't really know. You're just seeing shit out of context.
I'm so on average, like if you could just like a guesstimation, like how many media people come to training camp on a daily basis?
10 to 15.
So why would okay 10 or 15 people like you guys could socially distance, like why wouldn't they just allow everybody? Yeah, like 10 or 15.
What I do is just put everyone in a spot and tell them you can't move.
Right.
It would be okay.
Right.
You have to stay here and you can't move. I think that seems like the more reasonable thing to do.
Right.
But it's going to be different team by team, and some teams are just dicks about it. The Niners under John Lynch have always tried to act like they're media and fan friendly, which is nice.
Right. Yeah.
Because Balky wasn't. Balky was not.
And one thing I don't understand is like Santa Clara is like hell bent, right? But if you look at the cases, there's more cases than Los Angeles County. Like the Rams or the Chargers aren't having any problems. Like what is up with what is up with Santa Clara? Like I don't understand. Like
it's a small town. It's a small town with a very powerful what are they called? City council. It's a minor league, tiny little fucking town, dude. I don't know why they went into business down there.
Oh my god.
Fucking hey, so I want to say, hey, I appreciate you bringing me on the show the last couple weekends. Let me bring you on my show next weekend.
Yeah, bro, I'm with it.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Next Saturday, I'll have you on my show, and I'll interview you, and we can go back and forth and disagree and argue about some shit.
Yeah, bro, I'm with it.
All right, sounds good, man.
All right, bro. I appreciate you calling in. You just gave me 18 minutes of content because I was live.
Oh, really?
Yes. I appreciate you, bro.
Of course, man. All right, man. I'm gonna talk to you later.
All right, peace. Hey, man, that's just some of the perks that you get, man. When you network, man. Jason Aponte, he had a comment on the episode, the episode that we did, just before we started this one, and he said, if you're not on Twitter networking to create relationships, man, you're not using Twitter correctly. And Grant, you guys just heard Grant Cohn talking. Like, for all the people out there who think Grant is like just this evil dude, he's a fucking good dude, man. Like, seriously, he's really helped to grow our platform. Him and Nothing But Niners, like, they really helped. And John Chapman, like, but like Grant, man, like, like, he just called me. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm just chilling on the live, and he just called me, man. We had an 18-minute conversation. Like, those are the relationships, man, because of you guys tuning in the 49er faithful that, we've been grateful to form, and yeah, so we have Rombo at 6:30 on Thursday. We have the fan interaction Friday evening, and then I'll be on Grant Cohn on Saturday. So, and then on Sunday, I have somebody in mind that I want to bring on. Respect your format, Dre. I'm not I'm not all in on this Grant guy. Bro, I'm telling you, bro. Look, that Grant does what he does because he knows he's going to get a reaction, and it helps him formulate content. You know what I'm saying? Let me tell. I'll tell you like this: what Grant says is not just out of his ass. He knows a lot of people in a lot of different places. Like, I didn't get a call from Jamal from an agent saying that the Jamal Adams talk was real. Grant Cohn did. He was quoted by Colin Cowherd on Fox Sports. Like, that's a nationally syndicated show, bro. Like, Grant knows what he's doing. Like, he's a good dude, bro. I'm telling you guys, Grant is a fucking good dude, man. He's a good dude, bro. Like, seriously. Like, we formed our relationship based on beef. Like, we used to beef back and forth on Twitter. And then we talked, and I was like, damn, bro, like, he's a good dude. And fucking we've been friends ever since, bro. Like, anytime I got a question about the platform, all right, for instance, like we got a media we got a copyright strike, right? Because we were using NFL owned content, right? We were like just showing highlights in the background with it muted as we were talking. We got a copyright strike. And I didn't know that you can use all 22, which is on a Game Pass. It's like how they break down the film. You can use all 22, but you can't use something that's from ESPN or NBC or even owned by the 49ers, right? Because that's copyrighted material. But all 22, it doesn't have the scoreboard, which has either ESPN or Fox Sports. That's their logo, so that's copyrighted, right? When you look at the scoreboard on a game clock, that's copyrighted material, right? But on all 22, you don't see nothing, right? You just see the overview. You see what down it is, what play it is, how many yards to go. So you could use that. You know what I'm saying? These are ideas and stuff that was passed down. Like, Grant has single-handedly helped us. He's a good dude, bro. He's seriously a good dude. Let's see. Trey, what 6 to 7 wide receivers you see making the roster? Salvon Ahmed is the best undrafted free agent running back that we signed. I live in the Northwest. I live in the Pacific Northwest in Portland, Oregon. I've seen him play. Like, I live in Portland, right? So it's like literally an hour and a half drive from Seattle, right? I've seen him play like all year last year. Salvon Ahmed is special. Also, University of Washington Huskies, they run the same zone stretch running scheme that we run. Like, literally the same shit. So some of the things that you see us do, they do in University of Washington. Perfect fit, 4-3, blazer, extremely fast, catch the ball in the backfield. He's perfect for what we do. He's going to be the next Matt Breida. I think he could possibly be better because he doesn't get injured. Let's see. Brandon Ayuk, of course, Debo, Kendrick, Jalen Hurd, Trent Taylor, Dante Pettis, Travis Benjamin. Everybody's like sold on Juwan Jennings, and I like Juwan Jennings, but when it comes to a veteran who knows his system, who runs a 4-3, Travis Benjamin might have some. Juwan Jennings might have some trouble making this team. That's just what I think. You know what I mean? But I could be wrong. Let's see. Oh, Quest 46, bro. I want you to know something, bro. I'm just very passionate. You know what I'm saying? So, like, what I say, I mean, and what I mean, I say, and what I say is just not me saying it. Like, I could, like, when I was proving my point about Jimmy Garoppolo, like, I showed you guys stuff, right? Like, I showed you guys like many things. Like, I compared him to 3 Hall of Famers. I went to 5 different articles. I showed you guys 5 different stats, and then we came up with 2 more where he was top 5, which was 3rd and 4th down completion rate, and also passing plays for big plays for over 20 yards. He was top 3 in that also. So I you know what I'm saying? It's not about being mad, bro. But yeah, inbox me, bro. We're going to do the fan interaction show. Follow guys. Wide receiver predictions: Debo, KB, Trent, Jalen, Ayuk, Juwan Jennings. That's basically the same thing I said, except I picked Travis Benjamin, and this is basically because he's a veteran. He knows the system. He's fast. He's speedy, and Juwan Jennings is going to have like a short camp. Like, You know what I'm saying? Like that, it's tough, bro. Like it'd be different if we were in minicamp right now and the guys were in shorts and helmets and he was getting workouts and all that stuff. But it's gonna be tough for Juwan. It's gonna be tough, bro. Trust me, it's gonna be tough when Travis Benjamin knows the stuff already. Yeah, I like Ahmed too, man. Salvin Ahmed. I think it's pronounced Salvin Ahmed. Salvin Ahmed has to prove himself. Yeah, man, most definitely. Let's see what else. Benjamin Jennings has more upside and develop. Well, the thing is, you can have a lot of upside, right? But if you don't know what the fuck you're doing, like, what good are you on this team? Like, seriously, like, if I have a guy who knows the system, who runs a 4-3, who's played with the coach before, who knows the terminology, he knows how to run the plays, like, what are you going to stick with? Are you going to stick with the guy that you're going to have to coach up? Because you already have a first-round draft pick in Brandon Ayuk that you're going to have to put a lot of time into to coach up, right? So what are you going to pick? Are you going to pick the guy who knows the system, who's going to come in and just fit right in? You call the play and he go run it right now? Or are you going to possibly have Brandon Ayuk and Brandon Jennings and Juwan Jennings, who's probably not going to develop to like the 6-7 game of the season to basically know everything to be able to run the system, bro? Like, it's tough. That's all I'm saying. It's tough. Like, I'm not saying I don't like Juwan Jennings or anything. I just says that, Benjamin has the upper hand right now because he knows the system. Marshall Harris and Emmanuel Mosley have a bright future. I think they do too. I like Marshall Harris. I think he gets a lot of flack, man, but he had a pretty high PFF, bro, and he caused like 3 forced fumbles. He came in the game and took the damn ball right out of Lamar Jackson's hands. He balled out in the Saints game, except his coverage was horrible, but he had like 3 tackles for loss and 2 pass breakups in that game. Like, he balled out in that Saints game besides 4. And the Saints, like, it was an offensive battle anyway. So, you know what I'm saying? I wasn't, like, you really couldn't look like it was an offensive battle. So, I think they would. I don't know, bro. You kind of messed up on that message, Ed Marone, bro. Jennings to take over for Juice? Man, hell no. Jennings ain't taking over, bro. Since when does Kyle Shanahan have like 6'3" tight end fullbacks, bro? Come on, bro. Let's Ed, bro. I don't want to do it to you, but bro, Jennings is a slot receiver, bro. He's a slot or a Z, bro. He's nothing more. Thoughts on Hooker? I think Malik Hooker was the guy that I wanted us to draft when he got drafted. Malik Hooker is a fucking ball hog. That's somebody, and he's having problems with the Colts. They don't want to extend him, right? He's in the last year of his contract. Now, he would make a difference. Malik Hooker is the guy. He is a difference maker. Malik Hooker is a fucking ball hog. He is a ball hog. Let me look up his stat line. Malik Hooker is a fucking ball hog. Yeah. He's a continuous 3 interception guy. He's a continuous. And he you know what I'm saying, he's been injured a bit, you know what I'm saying? But his upside is extreme. Like, Malik Hooker is a ball hog. Now, he's a difference maker, right? Because he's not the guy, he's not the guy that, is going to be in the box. Like, Malik Hooker's going to be over the top, looking to wet some shit up. So he's the difference maker. Like, he's the guy that I would want. You know what I mean? And he's a lot cheaper too, because the Colts are like totally disrespectful and they don't want to give him a new contract. So he's somebody who will make a difference. He's not a box guy. He's going to be the guy that's going to be over the top, like Roman, like Earl Thomas. Trey, do you like Juwan Jennings as a slot against the little nickels? Hell yeah! Like, he'll be great against little ass nickelbacks. I'm just saying that, if we have a Super Bowl bubble, like, I don't want to waste the time on coaching a guy up. Like, I would rather have a guy who knows the system already. But who knows? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he might just make the team over Benjamin. We don't know. Trey, what's your taller on Jamal Adams rumor? I feel like Jamal Adams is a great player. I feel like he doesn't add anything differently than Jaquaski Tart. I feel like he's Jaquaski Tart on steroids. He is a box safety. He's great at run stop. He's great at blitzing. He's great sideline to sideline. He's not the best when it comes to pass coverage. Like, he has 2 interceptions in his entire career. You know what I mean? He's not like the best cover safety. That's not what you're getting. You're essentially getting another linebacker that can cover wide receivers, but you're not getting a ball hawk, like somebody who is going to be there when the ball is thrown all the time. Like, that's not what he does. He's a box safety. And with that being said, like, he is not going to he's not going to be like, it's not going to be like you bring a dynamic safety in who's going to be contesting every single ball over the top, right, and getting interceptions and batting balls down. Jamal Adams doesn't, he's not that. He's a box safety. We already have that. If I wanted to get another safety, I want somebody who's going to bring a different dynamic. You know what I mean? So, Grant, Dre, get Grant's take on how the defensive schemes might change if you could. Yeah, I'm going to be on Grant's show on Saturday. So, yeah, I'll definitely do that. It is Jalen Hurd. It is the Jalen Hurd. Be putting Kills place if you know your son. Nah, bro, I want to keep Jalen Hurd that wide receiver. That motherfucker's a monster. I want to keep Jalen Hurd at receiver. Just to get a quick preview at what he could be against the Cowboys. He's special. I want to keep him at receiver, bro. Y'all, I think we worried a little bit too much. George Kittle ain't going nowhere, bro. And I've been one of the guys that say I'm not paying him no 18, 17, 20 million a year. Like, no. $18 million, that means, is he $9 million better than Travis Kelce? No, he's not. So that's the only thing that I say. I'm not giving him all that money. Okay. I'm not giving him all that money. I love George Kittle, right? But the most you're getting is 15 for me if I'm the GM, or fucking argue 2 draft picks and a player for your ass. Let's see. Dre, I think Jimmy going to ball out. Did you see Kittle footwork? Oh, yes. Kittle's footwork looks ridiculous. And do you guys see how much muscularly toned up he is? He looked like he picked up he dropped fat and he picked up more lean muscle, which means he's probably going to be like 5 to 10 pounds lighter, but have a better muscle. Ooh, George is going to be a problem this year. What do you say? With a vengeance? He's coming back with a vengeance. So, bro, I'm so old. I heard 3 tacos for loss. What safety would you trade for if he was? I wouldn't trade for any safety right now. I would wait till next year and sign Malik Hooker on a discounted rate. That's just the guy that I like. Like Malik Hooker, bro. People forget, like, coming out of Ohio State. You guys need to watch some of that film, bro. Go look at some of this film with the coach. Like, Malik Hooker is a ball hog, bro. He's that dude, bro. He just plays in a small market. Like, who gives a fuck about Indianapolis? Like, what do they have in Indianapolis, right? Like, the Indianapolis 500, like, fucking NASCAR race where they drive in circles. Like, come on, bro. Like, that's what I'm telling you. If Malik Hooker was with a bigger market or a team that's watched a lot, bro, we'd be talking about more. I'm telling you, he's a guy that I would go after because he adds a different dynamic. He's a ball hog. Malik Hooker's a ball hog. I'm not an Ohio State fan, bro, but I was when Malik Hooker was there because I just like watching him play, like specifically him. You know what I'm saying? What safety would you trade for if he was available? Oh, no, I already read that. Let's see. 14 to 16. I could do 16. Yeah, we could do 16. Yeah, not 17.5. Hell no, bro, not 17.5. And the biggest names, you must put the ball in your best players' hands and use them early on and often. Bro, go watch the All 22 on the Super Bowl. We talked about we literally talked about this. Chris Jones batted down 2 passes consecutively, and both of them were to George Kittle in crunch time that he would have fucking either scored or had like 30-yard receptions that would have changed the game. Like, go look at the All-22, and you'll see what we're talking about. George Kittle was wide open, and Jimmy Garoppolo went to him, and the ball just got batted because Mike Person didn't know how to fucking, I don't know, hold a guy's arms down, push up into the shoulder pads when you block, and extend your hands and swat his hands down. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he just didn't know how to do that. And it's so simple. you come out of your 3-point stand, you push up in the shoulder pad, you know what I'm saying, and then you extend your arms out and you try to hold them arms down, bro. But it just didn't happen, you know. This way. Let's see. I wanted us to draft Malik Hook. Me too, bro. Me too. You can go back to that year, and I did a pre-draft on Rombo, and that's the guy that I wanted. I wanted Malik Hooker. Yep, I wanted Malik Hooker. I was a big fan. Ayuk and Hurd are going to eat in Kyle's system. Ayuk's game reminds me of OBJ. Yeah, as a matter of fact, there's an article. And I on one of our very first shows, I did the comparisons, the hand size, the 40 time, the shoe size, the broad jump, the vertical. Like, they're basically almost damn near the same. He has like 5-inch longer hands. I mean, he has OBJ has 9 and 8/4 8/4-inch hands. Ayuk has 10-inch hands. OBJ has 76-inch reach. Ayuk has an 81-inch reach. They both wear size 10. OBJ ran a 4.42. Ayuk runs a 4.39 because that 4.5 was when he had that core injury. When you run and catch the ball on a big run and you cradle the ball with one hand, Ayuk does that. Like, they're totally like they, you know what I mean? Here's an article that we can go look up. This is with, I believe, was it Jennifer Lee Chan? Let's see. I believe it was with Jennifer Lee Chan. So, yeah, here it is right here. Meet the prospect who says he compares himself to Odell Beckham Jr. He said it himself, bro. Who's Brandon Ayuk? All right, so it tells you Ayuk finished it. I make things happen. You say why he compares himself to OBJ. I make things happen after the catch, just like OBJ when he was coming out of college. Ayuk said he was an all-purpose guy, receiving, rushing, returning punts, returning kicks. I feel like we're the same type of player entering the draft. He said it himself, bro. And if you go watch the film, it's kind of like it's kind of eerie. It's like, damn, he does. You know what I'm saying? Like OBJ is like a lot lighter in complexion, but like you look and be like, damn, he does. You know what I'm saying? It's like eerie. It's weird. It's like, damn, was that what Kyle Shanahan was looking at? It was like, okay, if I can't have OBJ, I'm gonna have like the next best thing. You know what I'm saying? Where, you know, somebody who compares to him, he has the same arm, hand size, who does the same things, who in open space can make things happen, who can go across the middle and bust one big, contested passes, all of that. Like, Kyle Shanahan is a motherfucker, bro. From OSU always produces good DBs. Hell yeah, bro. You see what they did this year. You know what I'm saying? Akuda, you know, like them motherfuckers, that's DBU right there. If Sherm is off this season, what is your lineup looking like? Can Spoon become an all-pro? Man, hell no. Spoon has all the intangibles to become a very good cornerback, but can he fill in for Richard Sherman? Man, hell no. Hell no, bro. No, that's not going down. That's not going down, bro. That ain't going down. I don't, you know what I'm saying? I believe Spoon can become pretty good. Hold on, Brian's just called me. Have about you to anybody. Yeah, bro. So but yeah, man, like I said, bro, it's been a pretty good day. It started off pretty rough, but I wanted to come in and tap in with you guys, spend some time with you guys, man. We had an hour and 35-minute show the first time. We're going on an hour and 44 minutes right now, man. Yeah, man. I just felt like I owed you guys because the energy was kind of messed up. So oh shit, he called me back. It was good. Uh-huh. Okay. All right. Yeah, I'm doing it right now. All right, bro. All right. Yeah, man. So, like I was saying, it's been a lot going on. I've been getting calls and stuff, man. But it is what it is, bro. Like we just rocking out. This wasn't a formatted show where we came up with topics or any of that. Man, I just wanted to talk about Jimmy Garoppolo, and then whatever else happened, it happened. I feel like you guys deserve that sometimes, man, because it just shows it shows being authentic. You know what I mean? Just coming and having a conversation and really interacting with you guys. That's the most important. I know, there might be certain platforms that you get on, right? And you comment, 35 times. You comment 35 times and shit. They don't say nothing to reply to you, right? So it is good, bro, to get that confirmation that, yeah, bro, we're paying attention to you. You know what I'm saying? And that's a great day, man. We're trying to figure out this login thing, man, because Brian, he does all of the media, so he basically has all of the passwords and all of that shit. And so, we are trying to figure all of that out. And yeah, bro. All right. I don't know what the hell just happened, but yeah, man. We about to get out of here, bro. I'll y'all later. Peace.